All right, we're here on the set for the making of The Key for Wicked Pictures. And David, we understand this is your first feature now for Wicked.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I've never shot a feature for Wicked. Now, I've shot countless features before in the past, big ones, small ones, medium sized, but I've never done one for Wicked. Me and Wicked have had a great relationship for a long, long time. Whether it's been Inner Office, BTS, production, shooting all sex movies. But I guess finally now it's time for me to step up into the feature realm, and here I am. And here you are.
And you've done so many great features. I've worked with you on a lot of great features that you've done. What is something that you've brought from that past of directing the features that you're going to be bringing here to Wicked Pictures?
Just the enthusiasm, the eye for detail. I love just making movies, man, making features. And with features, you can put a lot of your own spin on things. You can put a lot of your own emphasis on it. Because with an all sex, it's girl A, couch B, guy C, and you have a little bit with clothing and stuff, but you don't really have a lot of detail to discover and then present. Mm-hmm. So a lot of detail. I mean, Brad Armstrong has been a friend of mine for many, many years. He's actually helped out with a little bit of the props and stuff on this, and has taught me quite a bit about art direction and about.
And I see Barrett Blade on here too.
Barrett Blade is on here as camera. My good old buddy Barrett, who's also directed. Me and him worked together on a lot of his Wicked features, so we've been a team for quite some time, and we're doing it again.
Who's the cast?
Oh my God, this has got a great cast. It's got our lead. Well, I guess it's an ensemble cast. It's really hard to say who's the lead. If you're counting it by sex scenes, who's got the most sex scenes, that would be Olivia Austin, who is my new favorite. Oh my God, this girl's beautiful. But in the script, really, it's based around two characters, one of which is Rebecca, played by Chanel Preston. Chanel is like really just one of my best friends in the industry. I love her to death as far as just being my friend. Two is you never have to worry about acting with her. She's always spot on. And as far as sexual performance, not many can touch her. I mean, she's an all-around trifecta of awesome. Yeah, that's trademarked. You can't use trifecta of awesome.
And I see we've got award winner Stephen St. Croix.
Stephen St. Croix is here. But I mean, we have some other really hot chicks too. We have Mercedes Carrera.
Oh, wow.
Who's just stunning. Morgan Lee, who's another good friend of mine, who, it was funny because when I was writing the script, Morgan was just one of the characters. I based it on her. And it was funny that I was actually able to get her. So I call her up and I'm like, hey, I've got this idea for this character in the script I wrote. I want you to check it out. And she read it and got back to me. And she's like, I have to play this. So it was fun. Who else? Gigi Allens. Did I mention Gigi Allens?
No, you didn't. Okay.
The seductive, elegant, horny Gigi Allens, who is playing kind of like the Mr. Rourke, so to speak, from Fantasy Island. She's the one that presents the opportunity to her friends.
Well, what is the plot on this?
What the plot is on this, and it's kind of Sex in the City meets Bridesmaids. It's an ensemble female cast, and what it does is most of the time when you see movies, they're always based on men's stuff, like dudes. And I wanted to kind of give the flip-flop of it, whereas women have issues too. And it's not just I'm a bitch or I'm a cunt. And even though we make a lot of those references in this movie, it's basically people about their barriers. And Gigi, through her travels, has found this Shangri-La, if you will, this place. I call it, in the script, it's called The Spot. And through giving, it's like almost like you give the opportunity for people to work out their problems, and this area or this location, this house or this spa or whatever, to not only one, identify their barrier, whether it be themselves, whether it be the way they see things, whether they are too uptight or whether they're too crazy and they need to bring it down a little bit. One, identify their barrier and work through it to be this person that they want to be. So that's the deep version of it. Now, over the top of it is just a cool comedy. Not really comedy, because it does have that deeper thing, but there's a lot of humor in the movie. And it's, man, people are going to say it's guy humor. I beg to differ. If you have hung out with girls before, and you've hung out with a group of girls, you know that they are more vulgar and vile and more funny than any group of guys you'll ever meet. They are just as, I don't know, crass as guys can be. And no one really, I mean, obviously mainstream they showed a lot. Bridesmaids, Sex and the City, those type of situations or shows. They kind of touch on it and stuff, but not a lot in porn, not a lot in adult. So I kind of wanted to bring that to the table and go, listen, these women have problems just like men. These women have relationship issues just like men. And these women talk a lot of times just like men. So that's basically the crust of the movie, is that if you give some people just enough room to be themselves or learn themselves or learn what they're about or whatever, that they can eventually work, one, identify their problem, and B, work through it to have the relationship that you want. Another thing that if you watch this movie, I got kind of sick of, a lot of times an adult, it'll be the married couple, and through exploring their sexuality with others, they find that they really love the person they're with. So basically, they have to go cheat and fuck other people to decide that they really love their husband and be with their husband. Well, in this movie, that doesn't happen. It's solely about the issue. And she doesn't really need to go cheat or go be with another person to realize that she loves her husband. She knows she loves her husband. She knows she doesn't want to cheat.
Right.
She just wants to get past her problem.
So your audience for this is going to be couples.
Yeah, I think so. I think.
And
Well,
would
I mean,
you
obviously,
notice-
with the wicked stamp on it, it's obviously couple oriented.
Right.
But I think that a lot of times people always just make the girl the prop. You know what I mean? Instead of the heroine, or instead of, well, Wicked does a lot with the women in power and the catalyst of the story and stuff. But I think that I just think that there's a little bit more time spent on how people work through life's problems, and that it's not just, oh, she's a whore. Well, no, she may be a whore, but she may also have, some sort of thing where she can't communicate with people. She just is so closed up that she just can't talk to people. So she's not being herself, her true self. She's not exploring her options. That's one of many of the 5 stories.
And there's a lot of couples that are getting the movies now, the adult films. There are a lot of women that are getting it. And the one thing that I've noticed that they said they want a good story as well as getting turned on.
Yeah, well, listen, I did my best with what I have. And I think, all in all, I like the movie. And I hope that the end viewer enjoys it as well.
Very good. All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, see ya.
I have no questions.
Yeah.
The scene I just saw.
Yes.
What character is Mercedes playing?
Mercedes is playing Sally. And Sally's a workaholic who just grinds it out 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't have fun, all business all the time. And her thing is that she finds that she really loves sex. She hasn't been laid in 2 years. And there's, believe it or not, there's a lot of guys that go through this too. And there's a lot of, that just get so caught up in their own lives. Well, like my attorney is such a workaholic, he barely sees his kids. You know what I mean? And I know that doppelganger, that female version, there's tons of them out there. There's tons of them that work so much that they don't get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. they work so hard, but yet they don't enjoy life. And that's kind of her thing. You know, obviously we compartmentalize it, and she really enjoys sex. But if I was to, you know,
she
have
hasn't
a
had it in 2
$100,000
years.
budget and about 50 more pages, she would that character in my mind would enjoy more. Would obviously go out and seek more, whether it's traveling or whether it's literature or whether it's the arts. She would want to go explore all aspects of her life.
And was the inspiration for her, deciding to explore sex a bit, receiving a key in the mail? Is that
Okay,
what
so the whole
happens?
thing with the key is, this is the great thing. So the character Gigi has been kind of like a European supermodel well, she's not technically a European supermodel, she looks like one. But she's been kind of that person that never really has a home, doesn't really have any roots anywhere. And what she does is she's gone through and traveled the world because she felt that she was empty inside. She felt that she needed more. So she found it, and she found it through this house or through the spa or through the Shangri-La type thing. And what it does is the way that it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going is that the women that have benefited from this also donate to it. Okay, so these 4 women have been chosen by Gigi because they're all friends of Gigi. So she's like going, well, listen, you're going to come here, experience it if you want to, and if you don't. But at the end of this, we haven't decided if it's going to be 6 months or 90 days, but we've shot both. So let's just go with 6 months. At the end of 6 months, one of you is going to be asked to pay this forward, to find 4 more women in your life that can use this and can do that. So that's
to
the whole.
sort of take Gigi's place.
Yeah, to take
Her
Gigi's
role in
place
this,
and her
yeah.
role and paying it forward to 4 other women. So the
Okay.
key is that they get an invitation, and inside of it is the key to unlock the door to this world or to this house that they can go and be themselves, spend time, do nothing, do everything. It doesn't matter what it is. They can do whatever they want, when they want, where they want.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
it's pretty cool.
I don't guess. Well, okay. Male talent besides Stephen St. Croix and
Stephen St.
Eric
Croix,
Masterson.
Eric Masterson, Mr. Brad Armstrong is our lead character,
Okay.
if there is a lead character male-wise in this. And who else? Oh God, I'm having a brain fart.
Tom,
Eric Masterson. Who was here yesterday? Oh God.
Seth.
At least I'm not doing this on video. Oh God, I am doing this on video.
No, you're not. Oh, his video.
Cut it out. I mean, he is shooting. We'll edit it.
Stephen St. Croix, Eric Masterson.
Mark, I can just send you the cast list.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. You don't have to go crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm already crazy.
I can send him the book.
Yeah. There was one other gentleman that.
And are the scenes mostly boy-girl?
Yeah, well, there's one girl. Now I'm stuck on stupid now. I really want to find that. Okay, so Chanel fucks Brad, Sally fucks Eric, Olivia fucks Steven. And then who else is? Oh, Derek Pierce. How can I forget Derek Pierce? Derek Pierce was the masseuse that fucks Morgan Lee, and then Gigi and Olivia do a girl scene.
Is my recollection off, or Morgan Lee is someone who was around a while ago and then kind of went away?
Small.
Or not?
No, I think she's
been around?
She hasn't been around for too long, not like us,
Oh,
but
okay.
she's
'Cause
been
I thought I
around for.
remember her like in the early 2000s.
No, Morgan Lee is a little short. Well, come on, they're recycling names.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah,
true,
it's
that's
like
true, yeah.
basically you write a bunch of first names in one bowl, write a bunch of last names in the second bowl, and you just pick
'em out.
between the two bowls.
Okay.
No, Morgan Lee is a pint size. I believe she's Hawaiian. She's of some sort of Asian descent. Just a pint-sized little energy ball, man. She's one of my favorite people, not only to work with on a professional level, but just in my life. She's a good person.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
really good person.
And do I understand this is going to be out by the end of the month?
No, there's
not
no
this
way.
one, not this one.
No. This is, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I'm grateful to get an opportunity to direct for Wicked. Right now, we have such a mad rush with other movies that we've done to get them through. I mean, we did Wanted. That's the mad rush to get that sucker done. We have, and that's from Stormy Daniels. We have Star Maker from Brad Armstrong. That we just shot, that we're trying to get done before award season, and I believe Axel probably has something in the pipe. I'm not really. Oh yeah, he just shot Peter Pan.
That's the one, the Mad Rush.
Yeah, the Mad Rush. So right now, those are our focus. As far as the company is concerned, those are that's our focus to get done and get out in time for award season. You know, hopefully this will be done. That the trailer will be for like the Avian show, and and we'll promote it then. So.
And it strikes me that it sort of has ready-made sequels built into it.
Oh God,
By paying it forward.
oh yes, there
This
is.
could definitely be a franchise.
Yes, definitely. I don't know that it will. But if the fans want another one, who am I to say no?
Indeed. All right. And on that happy note, that's all I got.
Cool.
Thank you.
Might kill this camera for him.
Nothing in the teeth.